Hello everyone, I'm Sharpedo43 once again. I'm bringing you another Wi-Fi battle, and this is going to be an OU battle, and my opponent for this battle is going to be Gohan15243 once again. I battled him before, you guys have seen it, and here I'm just going to bring a different team. It's kind of the same team that I used against CO Luna, except I'm going to be switching up my team a little bit too. I'm going to use Jirachi, Roserade, and Mega Lopunny instead of the ones that I used against CO Luna and whatnot. And I was hoping I'd be able to do pretty okay in this battle. I kind of wanted to use Jirachi to kind of take advantage of the fact that he can outspeed most Tapu Kokos, and I can possibly flinch it with Iron Head and 2-hit KO them probably. Also, it can kind of deal with annoying things like Toxapex if they happen to bring it. And I've battled Gohan multiple times, and in a lot of occasions he has had the tendency to bring Toxapex, so I'm like, okay, I'll just bring Jirachi in case he does bring it. But if he doesn't bring it, then it's just on me then. But still, this is going to be the battle, and we're going to see how things go in this battle. He has a Chansey and a Toxapex, which is something I honestly don't like dealing with, and I usually don't have the patience to deal with. So, you know, I'm just going to see how well I do in this battle. But yeah, here I'm going to lead off with Jirachi. He's going to lead off with the Jusksick, which is the Alola Marowak. I'm going to go for the U-turn just because this matchup is definitely not ideal for Jirachi. It can die to one Shadow Bond, obviously, or even Flare Blitz. I go into Swampert instead. And this thing is going to actually surprise me with knockoff. I was like, what the hell? Since when do Alola Marowaks carry knockoff? But, like, I've never seen one with knockoff anyway. But this is actually really bad for me because it knocks off my Yappa berry. So if I get withered to the red HP bar, I'm not going to get any recovery anymore. But it doesn't matter either way. I'm going to go straight for the Stealth Rocks here as he switches into Lord Shax, which is the Buzzwole. Yeah, Buzzwole. And I'm going to switch in Skarmory, predicting a fighting type move. And I go for Skarmory. He goes for Lunge, which is really annoying. And, well, it's not annoying, but it's just a bug type move, which is meant to lower my attack, which would have made it annoying if I switched in something that was offensive and whatnot. But I didn't. I sent in something that's defensive, and what he's going to do is just switch back into Jusksick, which is the Alola Marowak, as I go for at least one layer of not Toxic Spikes, Spikes. And now I'm going to switch out back into Swampert because, once again, this is my only switch into this thing. And if I lose Swampert right here to the Shadow Bone, then I'm just going to get screwed. But instead, he actually goes for the Fire Punch, and I was like, say what? He gets a crit, but, I mean, why does he have Fire Punch is what I don't understand, because I mean, if he had Flare Blitz, it would have done a lot more, honestly. I know that the recoil damage can sometimes be a big deal, but I don't know. It's more powerful in Marowak. And seeing how much that Fire Punch did, albeit with a crit, Flare Blitz could have done probably a lot more, honestly. I don't know. But here, I'm going to actually KO this thing with an Earthquake. And now he gets a free switch into Kokoro, which is the Mega Gardevoir, as you can see. And obviously, I have no switch into this thing. I just go for Earthquake here instead, in case this thing tries to Calm Mind me or something. But he's just going to go for the Hyper Voice and just finish off my Swampert, because I guess he's aware that I can just go for the damage while he Calm Minds, so he's not going to set up on me. Here I go to Jirachi, and here I definitely anticipate him to switch out and to, I don't know what, but, well, he goes into Toxapex, as you can see, but either way I did anticipate a switch of sorts, and I do go for the U-turn as a result, because, like I said, I don't want to stay in with Jirachi on this thing unless I'm locked into Heart Stamp, which I wasn't going to risk on Gardevoir, because if I Heart Stamp and this Gardevoir stays in, I'd just be like wrecked by a Shadow Ball or something. Here I go into Cofagrigus because what I want to do here is actually set up Toxic Spikes, because this Toxapex is here right now. So if I set up the Toxic Spikes, he'll have to switch something in and take poison damage. And he'll have to send it back in just to get rid of them again. But as I go for the Toxic Spikes, he actually surprises me yet again and goes for Surf. Surf and not Scald for some reason, which is kind of odd because honestly, for an annoying mon like Toxapex, it becomes less annoying when it has Surf actually, which is good for me, but I don't know if good for him honestly, because I get that Surf does a little bit more than Scald does, but it doesn't really get much out of just outside of damage output. And since Toxapex is not usually meant to be offensive, I think it's actually pointless to run Surf. It's meant to be bulky, defensive, and annoying, which means you want to run Scald instead. But what do I know? I just go into Jirachi here again, because I thought he was going to switch out. I went for U-turn again, because like I said, I thought he was going to switch out, thinking I'd be locked in the Heart Stamp, but he didn't do that. So because of that, I had to switch into Roserade, which is my other thing that resists Toxapex. And here what I'm going to do is go for the Hidden Power Ground, because I see that he's not switching out anymore, so he's probably just trying to like, I don't know, do something funny. And he actually now switches out and goes into Rebecca, which is this freaking Chansey, which is really annoying. Here I go for Hidden Power Ground, as this thing takes some nice hazards damage, which is clean. And then here it takes some damage from the HP ground as well. And now it's taking poison damage, which is, look at that. Only from hazards alone I got that much damage. Well, okay, Hidden Power Ground was there too, but still, it got a lot of damage, is the bottom line. Now here I'm gonna switch out because I don't want this Roserade to get walled by this Chansey, but I'm actually glad I switched out and went into Cofagrigus here, because this thing freaking had Thunder Wave, which if I switched in Lopunny, I would have freaking just gotten paralyzed. Well, maybe not because I haven't Mega Evolved yet, but the fact that it would carry it would actually kind of scare me. I wouldn't want to Mega Evolve if it has that. But anyways, here what I do is actually go for knockoff, because I put Chansey in a position where it has to recover basically if it wants to keep it alive for later and keep this thing healthy, because now that it switches in, it's gonna take a lot of hazards damage. So he definitely went for the soft boil here, and as a result I was able to capitalize on that and just go for knockoff and knock off its Eviolite, which is excellent because I really needed that Eviolite knocked off, and if I wanted any of my offensive monsters to have a chance at this Chansey. Get it? But here I'm gonna switch out because he went into Toxapex, got rid of the Toxic Spikes. I actually double switched into the Lopunny here, thinking he wouldn't go for Thunder Wave again, but he actually switches into the Toxapex, and I do not want to get Baneful Bunker, so I switch out Lopunny. I don't get to Mega Evolve just yet, and I'm gonna go into Jirachi, which can definitely take a Surf, although I can't take him forever obviously. So here what I'm gonna do is actually try to go for a Heart Stamp and hope for a flinch. So here I go with the Heart Stamp. I don't get the flinch, which sucks because now this Toxapex just gets to get more damage on this Jirachi via Surf. So now I'm forced to switch out because I do not want this I don't want to risk this Jirachi just getting walled by this Toxapex either. So I was like, okay, you know what, I'll just switch it out. I'll go into something different. And what I do here is go into Skarmory, and what I do here I think is just try to go for more spikes, because the more hazards up I get, the better, honestly. He keeps going for more Surfs, which is kind of crazy because honestly I think this is the only move I've seen on this Toxapex so far. I haven't seen him go for Baneful Bunker, I haven't seen him go for Toxic, I haven't seen him go for Toxic Spikes, I haven't seen him go for Recover. I haven't seen him gone for anything other than Surf, which is kind of crazy honestly. Mono moving with Toxapex is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen honestly. But yeah, I went for Spikes there, as you can see. And now here I actually make another mistake because I thought he was going to try to recover this time. But he just stays in and goes for more Surfs, and I just went for Whirlwind, which kind of sucks to an extent, but not really, because I do get to phase him into this thing, which is kind of healthy right now, and it's going to take more hazards damage right now. And I'm confident that here I'm just going to go for the Roost in case he tries to set up a Calm Mind or something. Not that it would matter, because I think it would just take me out with anything anyway, so I don't even know why he wouldn't bother with going for Roost, but yeah, it's going to take me out with a Hyper Voice, which is fine, because now I get a free switch into Lopunny, and now here I can take advantage of Mega Evolving and just going straight for the return, because now there's no drawback to going for return. If Mega Gardevoir's full HP, usually you want to fake out and then return, but since here it took some prior damage, going for return is just the safest thing you can do now. Not to mention, I was going to say Lord Shax. Mega Lopunny outspeeds Mega Gardevoir naturally, so I literally lose nothing by just going for return. Here he goes into Toxapex, and I'm like, I don't want to get Baneful Bunkered yet, so I'm definitely going to go into Roserade. He goes for Surf once again, so like once again, just no other move other than Surf on this Toxapex. I think this thing threw me off a lot, and this is why I've been taking a lot of damage on a lot of my mons for no reason, basically. Because I keep expecting so many things from this Toxapex, and it never does anything, other than Surf anyway. But here, I'm going to go for Sleep Powder just to keep this thing from just going for Surfs at least. Stop taking damage. But he's just going to switch in Lord Shax. And I'm just going to go for Sleep Powder. Put it to sleep. And if he stays in, then he's just going to go down to a Sludge Bomb. Because I'm now confident that this thing is not Assault Vest. Because as you saw, it was leftovers there. And he just stays in. And now he just loses Lord Shax, which is the Buzzwole. AKA Flex Wool. And now here he's just going to go into Smiths, which is the Greninja. And I'm going to switch out because I do not want to take a extra sensory nor Ice Beam, so I switch out. And this Greninja took some nice hazards damage too, which feels really good, man. But anyways, here he's going to go for the extrasensory, which was what I was afraid of. But I sent in Cofagrigus just to sack it anyway, so I'm just like, okay. Because now I could get a free switch into, what's it called? Mega Lopunny. Because this is not a Battle Bond Greninja, and I don't think it even outspeeds Mega Lopunny anyway, so. And my Mega Lopunny is healthy anyway, so I think it can even take Water Shurikens. And this is Protein Greninja, so it's not even Battle Bond Greninja, so yeah. Here he doesn't go for Dark Pulse for whatever reason, and I'm just like, huh? And this is actually kind of funny because he ends up going for Ice Beam again, not Dark Pulse. He survives with his Life Orb, and as a result, I survive as well with Cofagrigus, and I just take out this Greninja with Cofagrigus. I was like, what the heck? Since when does... Wow. Like, it's crazy that I actually just took out a Greninja with a Cofagrigus. It's the first time for everything, it seems. Because I don't think I've ever seen that, honestly. But, yeah. Here he's going to go into Toxapex, and I'm just definitely going to let Cofagrigus go down. It gets outsped by Toxapex since I'm paralyzed thanks to the Chansey Thunder Waving and whatnot. But this is fine because now I get a free switch into Jirachi, which I'm hoping is going to be able to take this thing out and at least probably flinch it a couple times to maybe just take this thing out entirely before it tries to go for Recover or something. So here I go for Heart Stamp. Hope to get the flinch because if I don't flinch it, it's going to recover. He just goes for Surf, so I don't get the flinch, which is annoying, but he doesn't even recover anyway, so I was like, huh? I'm guessing he knows that he's going to lose at this point anyway, so maybe that's why he never went for Recover, but I don't know. I would have tried. Oh yeah, and he doesn't even have Scald, huh, doesn't he? So maybe that's why he went for just Surf, just to get damage. I didn't flinch him both times, which was annoying. So he actually does get to take out my Jirachi with a Surf, which is actually also a first time thing, because I don't think Toxapex has ever taken out Jirachis, honestly. But here it did. Despite it not carrying Scald either, which is actually kind of crazy as well. But here, fortunately for me, this thing never went for Recover, actually. It just went for Surf, and only Surf. So, as a result, I just send in Mega Lopunny and just clean up, basically, with Return. I don't even bother going for a Drain Punch here, just because I feel like I can take it out with Return, since I knocked it off the Eviolite, basically. But yeah, that's gonna be the whole game, and it's actually pretty cool game in my opinion. Good game to Gohan once again. I mean, I didn't like the fact that he brought Chansey and Toxapex, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. It was a good game anyways. At least it was amusing to me because my Lopunny managed to get a nice late game sweep right there. Like I wanted to see if Mega Lopunny could put in some work, and he actually made that happen for me basically. But yeah. Fun fact though, Gohan actually got kind of mad because honestly I brought 3 Mons with hazards, with 3 different hazards, but I was like, you know what, to be fair, you're the one also using Toxapex and Chansey, so I mean, we both are using annoying strats in our teams, so we're kind of even there, to be perfectly honest, and I just got the better end of it, so yeah. But GG nonetheless, and thank you all for watching this battle. Thankfully it didn't turn out as annoying as it could have been, because I was able to get around it a little bit better. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next battle, and just stay tuned for that, I guess.